So hey everybody, in this video we're looking at how to perform LLM powered data extraction from bank statements. Now what are bank statements and where are they used? Bank statements are official records from financial institutions documenting all transactions in an account over a specific period of time. Now, mostly they serve as proof of income, financial verification for loans, tax documentation, and also as reconciliation tools for personal or business accounting. Now, what are some pressing challenges we see when it comes to bank statement extraction specifically? So, first, there is the variety in formats and layouts. Now, every bank issues its statement in its own layout. So, if you are in loan processing or accounting, you may be dealing with statements from dozens of different banks, all structured differently. Now, traditionally, this meant building and maintaining specific rule based templates for each of these documents. However, with LLMs, that is no longer a necessity. The second challenge is table processing. Now, tables are a core structural element of a bank statement, but they don't always come clean. You might have tightly packed rows or text in a table. You might have missing border lines, merged or nested cells, and all these structural irregularities can be quite difficult for extraction systems to handle. Thirdly, there is data normalization. Now, there is no universal standard for how bank statements format their data. Data formats can vary from country to country. For instance, you might have a different date format. You might be following a different numbering system when it comes to representing the amount, or you might have different separators like commas and decimal. So, all of this needs to be standardized before the data can be used in downstream operations. And finally, bank statements contain highly sensitive information like account numbers, names, addresses, transaction history, and so on. So, when you're processing these statements at scale, you need to ensure data privacy and compliance with various regulations. So, this means implementing secure storage, encryption, access controls, and audit trails. Now, this can again add to the complexity of your extraction pipeline. Now, the good news is that Unstract is compliant with all the major regulations like SOC 2, ISO, GDPR, and HIPAA, and we don't store any of your information on our platform. So, with that said, let's get into Unstract, the platform, and see how you can extract data from bank statements. Now, what you see over here on screen is your Unstacked interface. We're currently in the dashboard that shows me some key metrics in terms of how I am using the platform. Now, as a first time user, or if I were signing in for the first time, I would have to set up certain prerequisite connectors that I need to get started with document extraction. Now, of course, Unstract is an LLM powered platform. So we have a couple of LLMs over here with which you can integrate with. We have all the popular models available. And again, there are vector DBs to choose from, embedding models, and finally text extractors. Now, your text extractor is a key component in document extraction. So, what this tool does is it extracts text from documents that you upload in a format that is layout preserved and LLM ready. Now, even for advanced LLMs, sometimes they cannot handle scanned documents or complex documents. So, that is where this intermediary step comes into the picture because this tool basically extracts the raw text from your document and presents it in an LLM ready format for the LLM to work on. Now, we do have a couple of tools and options over here, but one of our popular options is LLM Whisperer, which is also Unstrack's in house text extractor tool. And it does a wonderful job in terms of layout preservation and creating LLM ready documents. So once you have integrated with all the required prerequisites, we're good to go and we can get started with uploading documents and extracting their data. Now, depending on your needs, Unstract actually supports multiple ways of extracting data from bank statements. Now, I will go through two major methods in this video. So, firstly, what you can do, or the easiest way in which you can extract data from bank statements, is probably through our ready to use API. So, for that, I'm going to be taking you through Unstract's API Hub, which is basically a collection or a hub of some ready to use APIs that we've already developed and which are good to go. So you can see we have six APIs available currently, out of which two are utility APIs like the document splitter API and the all table extractor. However, we also have certain document specific APIs for bank statement extraction, for bills of lading, invoices, and purchase orders. So each of these APIs are basically already developed by our team, and they extract some key information from their specific documents. So you have an overview of the API for you to get an understanding of what this API does, and you can see its key features over here. So you also see that it kind of overcomes various challenges that are usually faced in bank statements. We spoke about any bank, any layout. So that is something that this API can easily work on. It processes 20 plus file formats. It assures you a 99% table accuracy, and there is handwriting support where you can process handwritings. It handles 200 plus languages in which your bank statements may come in. And again, you have a couple of use cases over here, and you can also see that there is security and privacy compliances that are followed. And finally, if you just scroll a little down, you have an extensive response given over here, which basically gives you an idea of how your response would look when you use this particular API. So you can see that this particular API extracts multiple data fields from bank statements, and you have the complete response over here. Now, in case if any of these fields are not present in your particular bank statement documents, then you would be sent a null field value for that particular extraction. So now this is basically the API, and you can try it out on the Cloud Playground, or you can download it as a Postman collection as well. Okay, so now let's take a look at how you can actually upload your own document and test this out. So I am going to click on upload document over here, and let me upload a sample bank statement. So I have a bank statement from the Bank of America, and I'm just going to click on extract data. So you can see this is the statement that I have over here. It has some text, and you can see that the deposit and withdrawals are given as two separate tables. So this is a fairly not a very common format, but let's see how the system is able to extract the data anyways. All right, so we have the extracted data over here, and you can just go through this. And this is basically how the data has been extracted for this particular bank statement that was uploaded. And we did not have to stop at the development stage at all. We did not have to define any prompts. The system itself takes care of it. All you have to do is take this particular API and plug it into your workflow, and you're good to go. So it becomes as simple as that. And I also have the option of downloading the JSON over here. So with that, we've seen the bank statement API. Now going for the other method. Now let's say if you want more control over how you develop the prompts. Let's say I'm not happy with the structure of the response given over here, or I just want more control over how I update and maintain it. In that case, I can create my own bank statement extractor using Unstruct. Now over here, I'll have to define prompts to specify how to extract data from bank statements. Now, if my needs were pretty simple, I'm just looking to extract one or two data fields, then I can go for the traditional prompt studio where I'll have to manually define the prompts. However, let's say that I'm looking for a more extensive use case, then another option would be the Agentic Prompt Studio, which is what we'll be exploring today. So with the Agentic Prompt Studio, what you can do is automate the entire prompt engineering operation. So this consists of three key components. That is, firstly, defining the schema or structure of your output after extraction. The second one is actually defining the prompts. And thirdly, ensuring the accuracy of your extracted results. So these are the three key components that engineers usually look out for while building prompts. And all these three components are automatically taken care of by the Agentic Prompt Studio, and we'll just see how. Let me start by creating a new project. So over here, I'm going to give it an appropriate project name as well as description. So once I've created a project, this is how my interface looks. The first step is to actually define what LLMs are going to be working on this particular project. So, the Agentic Prompt Studio lets you define specific LLMs for different operations. For instance, we have the extractor LLM over here, which is basically the LLM that I'm going to be using for running the extraction prompts on the uploaded documents. The agent LLM over here defines the LLM that will be used to actually create or generate the schema and prompts. We'll also be defining an LLM Whisperer connector for extracting raw text from your documents and creating them in an LLM ready format. And finally, a lightweight LLM basically performs lightweight tasks like generating the prompt metadata. So once these connectors are defined, I am now going to upload the sample bank statements for extraction. So what you should ideally be doing over here is uploading all the bank statement variants that you have. So this data set that you upload forms the sample data set for the project to work on. It analyzes the various kinds of layouts and formats that your particular business incurs and creates prompts accordingly. So now that I've uploaded the documents, I am going to go and extract the raw text from these documents. So I do that by enabling the uh, processor over here. And if I have to take you through all the bank statements that I've uploaded, so we basically have a bank statement over here where the transaction items are given and all the deposits and withdrawals are given over here with a plus or minus sign mark. So this is one of the formats in which you might incur bank statements. We have another statement over here which has a fairly longer document. It has some text over here, and the deposits and withdrawals are given as two different tables. So this was the statement that you'd seen earlier when we covered the API hub, and you have the withdrawals on the third page as well. So this is the format that the Bank of America statement follows. We have another statement over here with a pretty tightly packed table. So again, tightly packed tables, as we looked at earlier, can be quite difficult for systems to extract data from. And as a fourth document, I have a pretty okay. So this is probably the kind of statement that is most popular. So we have the transaction details on the left, and we have a withdrawal column, a deposit column, and the balance. So this is another format that I've uploaded for extraction. Now you can see that I also enabled the raw text extraction using the LLM Whisperer connector. And what it basically does is it takes the uploaded document and extracts the raw text in a format that is layout preserved and LLM ready. So you can see that every single detail from the uploaded document is extracted with its layout intact. Now, LLMs again process documents very similar to how humans do. So, when that is the case, it is best if you just preserve the original layout of the document, because the document is, anyways, designed for human comprehension. So this is the complex bank statement that we saw with the tightly packed table, and we have all the details extracted over here by LLM Whisperer. So this is basically the context that the LLMs will be using for data extraction. So you can go through this for the other documents as well when you upload your particular statements for extraction. Now that your raw text is extracted and you have the LLM ready context, you can kickstart the schema generation pipeline. Now, the first step over here is to enable the summaries of each of the uploaded test documents. Now, what the summarizer agent does is it goes through each of these documents, identifies key fields from the individual bank statements and their data types, their descriptions, as well as sample values. So let me just open a sample summary over here for you. So this is the summary of the Bank of America's bank statement, and you can see that it's identified the key details of every field present in the statement, like the name, the description, the data type of this field, and what is a sample value, what does it ideally look like. So you have that for all the data fields over here. And so is the case with the other bank statements uploaded. So you can go through the summaries of each of these test documents. Now, once your summaries are ready, you can click on Generate Schema, which basically puts together all the summaries of the test documents that you've uploaded. and it also looks to normalize the fields. So let's say that you have the date in one bank statement in the format with the date first followed by the month. In another, you could have the month first followed by the day. So these are different formats in which the day could come in, and you could have different numbering systems. So while generating the schema, your system tries to normalize all these fields, which is also one of the key challenges that we'd seen earlier. Now let's take a look at how the schema looks. So we have the schema generated over here. You can see that it's put together all the data fields from across the documents. It's a similar structure. We have the field name, the data type, the description, along with example values, just that this accounts for normalization of the fields present across all the test bank statements, and it also accounts for all the fields across all the test variants so that you do not miss out on any. So once your schema is generated, you can use this to create the prompt. Now I'm just going to click on create prompt to enable the multi-agent prompt generation pipeline. So what happens over here is that your LLM is deployed to go over the schema and your test documents, and it automatically generates a detailed 7 segment prompt which contains various information such as field level guidance, how to format your output, how to handle edge cases and disambiguation, what are some example values, where exactly are you likely to find certain data fields on the test documents. So it contains a comprehensive set of instructions for your LLM to follow while extracting data. Now we'll just give it some time for it to generate the prompt. Now, this is also an important stage because prompt engineering, when you have to account for all these different aspects, can take days and days of manual effort, which has now been brought to just a few minutes automated by the Agentic Prompt Studio. You can see that the prompt is still being generated, and this will take you a couple of minutes. All right, so I have an extensive prompt over here. You can see we start with the objective and we have a schema over here, which is basically what we'd seen earlier. And then we have extraction instructions like general guidelines, field by field extraction. So if I have to like take you through one of these, you can see that over here we have field level guidance for the bank name extraction. So what is it exactly? Where do you usually find it? So you can see that it's given instructions that it's usually at the top of the first page in the header or in the footer area. So what is the format? What are some example values that this field can contain, along with what are some edge cases that you might run into. So this is the level of detail that you go into for each of the fields extracted, and all of this is done automatically. Now I have the output formatting over here, which is basically a sample set of output that the system takes as reference while generating the data. And then there are certain important rules before you conclude the prompt. So this prompt is also editable because I might need to add on some details or change certain things based on the specific use case. Or business requirements are constantly evolving, so I might have to change the prompt from time to time. So once I click on edit, I can alter the prompt over here. So let's say that I want to make some alterations and for the bank name, and over here it says do not alter capitalization or abbreviate. Let's say I want to change this to capitalize only the first letter of the bank name. So once I say this, I am also going to remove the example that shows otherwise, and I'm going to click on save. Now, when I click on save, the platform automatically gives me the option to save this as a new version, and I can give it a short description of what this version really entails. But in this case, I'm just going to keep it as V2, and I can save this as a different version. Now, once this version is saved, I can roll back to an existing version at any time. So these are the kind of capabilities you get with prompt engineering in the Agentic Prompt Studio. And I can also compare the two versions over here. So I'm going to compare version 1 with version 2, and you can also see that the system automatically highlights the areas where the two versions differ. So that said, we've created the extraction prompt. Now the next step is to create the verified data set. Now, the verified data set is a way in which you can control the accuracy of extracted output. Now, before I talk about what this is, let me enable the verified data. So, what this does is it basically takes the extraction prompt that we just looked at and runs it against the four test documents that are uploaded. And it creates an output data set. So you can look at the verified data set by going into the verified data tab, and you can see that you have the extracted output for each of the uploaded test documents. So if I just change the document over here, you're going to get a different set of verified data that is extracted. Now, what I can do in this stage is that I can compare the extracted output manually with the document I have over here on the right hand side. So this lets me create a data set with values that have been manually verified, and these values are going to create the golden standard of data. Because what happens mostly with businesses is that you change your prompts, and sometimes it might affect certain output sections which you did not intend to. So, to closely control accuracy, what you can do is create a verified data set for each of the uploaded sample documents, and every subsequent extraction run that is done in this project will automatically be compared against this verified data. Now, let's say that I found a certain extraction that is actually inaccurate from what is given in the document. I'm just going to click on edit and I can alter the value right here. Now, this is not a value that I actually spotted a mismatch with, but I'm just showing this to give you an idea of how this is done. So once I create the verified data set for all my documents, I can go ahead and run the extraction. So let me extract the data from all the uploaded bank statements. You can see that once the extraction run is complete, the system automatically calculates a project accuracy score, which gives you an indication of the overall accuracy of the project. And you also have the individual accuracy scores given over here against each test document. Now, to understand where exactly your errors are, I can just click on the accuracy score. And the system also automatically highlights the mismatches between the extracted data compared with the verified data set, and you can go through these highlights for each of the sample documents. And so this is basically how you get to debug your results. You also have an analytics tab over here, which gives you an overview analysis of the key metrics from this project. So you have KPIs like the total fields extracted, the overall accuracy, the number of failed fields. You have the top mismatches over here and an error type distribution. And again, with the mismatch matrix, you get a bird's eye view of the extraction accuracy across all three documents for each of the data fields. So this is basically how easy it is to catch errors now, because for each of the extracted data fields, you have the four uploaded test documents over here and you can see which ones have failed. Now, this was not a possibility with the earlier edition of Prompt Studio. So the same prompt basically can work perfectly well for one document while it might not for the other. So that is basically what you can debug over here with the mismatch matrix. And I can click on any of the mismatch fields for me to look at the exact area that has been mismatched. So that said, I'll go back to the status, and the final stage in the Agentic Prompt Studio is to export your project as a tool. Now, for this particular project, I might want to spend some more time in ensuring that I get better project accuracy. But just to show you how this works, once I export this project as a tool, I can use that tool to create a workflow and then deploy this project as an API deployment, ETL pipeline, task pipeline, or also as a human in the loop deployment, where I can send documents for human review. And this is basically how you develop your projects for extracting data from bank statements or any other documents for that matter. To learn more about how you can deploy this project or how to enable human in the loop, you can always check out our resources. We have entire webinars on these topics as well as documentation and blogs. And I'll see you in the next video as we cover the next document type.